We begin with breaking news.
That breaking news is in Sacramento. That's where several shootings are underway. An investigation, including one along Highway 160.
So there are multiple scenes involved with this, but here's what we know. Around 5:30 this morning, there was a shooting on Highway 160 at Northgate Boulevard. A gray sedan was hit. Its windows were blown out. That car ended up at Dos Rios and Vine Streets. It is currently parked in front of Smythe Academy Middle School. 2 people were inside at the time. At least one of them have gone to the hospital. Since then, it appears CHP has detained someone. So we want to go live now. This is an exclusive look through Live Copter 3 as once again someone has been detained. This is at West El Camino and Mill Creek. It's not clear if this person was tied or is tied to the shootings. Once again, there are multiple scenes in this and spanned several miles this morning.
This morning we do have live team coverage with KCRA3's Mike DeSalle and traffic expert Brian Hickey. But let's begin with Leticia Ordaz, where that person has been detained. Leticia, what have you been able to find out?
Yes, we're seeing one person in handcuffs. He appears to be in his late 20s to early 30s. Right now, officers with the CHP can't confirm that it's directly tied to the shootings that we've been reporting on earlier, a shooting where one person was hurt and taken to the hospital. And then there's reports in South Sacramento that 2 other cars also had their windows blown out. No indication if anyone was hurt in those cases. But earlier, the CHP had told us they were looking for a Toyota Tacoma, gray colored or white. And this is a Toyota Avalon, and we are told by the CHP that they were told to be on the lookout for this car, and we've seen investigators go into the car and search the car, and so this is the car of the person that is currently being detained right here, and officers are asking that person a number of questions. It's somehow tied to the River Terrace Apartments. We've also seen officers in and out of a lower unit of this apartment complex. And then over to the side, there is a woman who appears to be wearing pajamas, and she has been interviewed. We are told by witnesses that she was yelling at officers earlier when they detained this man here in handcuffs. So they've taken a number of pictures of her. They've also been talking to her. No indication how she is exactly related to this case as well. But we are monitoring the situation right now. No one is in the back of a patrol car. As you can see, he's just standing there as officers are waiting to learn more and seeing exactly if this person is tied or how this person is tied to this investigation. With a number of cars being shot in the Sacramento area this morning, we are following the very latest and we'll keep you posted throughout the morning. For now, reporting live in Sacramento, Leticia Ordaz, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Leticia, thanks so much for that live report.
Yeah, definitely still a lot of questions, though, but this has had a major impact on the roads as, of course, officers are trying to just put all this together.
Let's get right to traffic expert Brian Hickey now.
And the first investigation scene that Leticia started her day at was at Vine and Dos Rios, right in this area here. That investigation spilled out onto Richards Boulevard and then also 160 back towards Northgate, where officers have said there are bullet casings on the freeway there. And that is why they have shut down 160 coming into Sacramento. And that, of course, causing some big delays with this entire stretch closed down. For a while there, they were diverting traffic off at Canterbury. But again, that's just too many vehicles to flood the surface streets with. So they've shut it down and are diverting everyone onto Business 80, or some folks obviously jumping off at Arden with some big delays there. And that, of course, backing up traffic all the way back toward the split on Business 80, where speed sensor showing speeds right down around 12 miles per hour through El Camino, 8 miles per hour as you approach the Marconi area. We're also seeing some slow traffic on the top of 80 with speeds down around 40 miles per hour at Raleigh Boulevard. And back near Truxell, we were down in the teens. That's back up to 47 miles per hour. But either way, plan for some delays, and that also includes I-5. The new crime scene that Leticia at is a little bit closer over to I-5 and El Camino there at Mill Creek. So that gives you an idea of the area that officers are having to investigate right now. Multiple scenes, and that's having an impact across the region. Mike DeSalle is along Business 80 with a live look at traffic there and how that's going for the morning commute. Mike?
Yeah, and Brian, we're out here to complement your reporting and Live Copter 3's aerial view of all of this on the ground. This is a look at Business 80 headed towards that split with 160 just past Arden. So what you're seeing is traffic going under El Camino. You can see the freeway sign in the foreground clearly showing and displaying that 160 is closed ahead, and this remains the slowdown, the backup, the congestion that we've seen ever since the closure of 160. It's been a steady, congested ride trying to get into downtown, everything being rerouted, all being rerouted, I should say, towards downtown on Business 80. You can't take that 160 cut across. And as you alluded to, Brian, it is worth pointing out that for those who are thinking of trying to get around here, know that Marconi, El Camino, Arden, Roseville Road, Auburn Boulevard, all of those impacted by others who had the same idea to try and get around and, try and avoid some of this congestion. So for now, the morning commute, this picture says it all. There's no easy way right now to get past that area of Business 80 and 160 as this investigation continues. Live along Business 80, right before that split with 160 in Sacramento, Mike DeSalle, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. Okay, let's go to Melanie Wingo now with pretty much an eye in the sky in Live Copter 3. Melanie.
And we're pretty much right over where Leticia is reporting live, because we have a great shot of what's happening on the ground, and that is police detaining this person of interest. Again, it's not clear right now whether this person is connected to the shooting activity that happened at several locations this morning, but we are seeing CHP vehicles blocking the roadway here, and the specific location we're looking at is River City Way and Mill Creek. And so that's where they have this gray sedan with all of its doors open, and that person you just saw at the top of our broadcast detained with handcuffs on. We also saw, interestingly, this roadblock situation forced a big yellow school bus to have to turn around. So clearly they're trying to keep people, cars away from this scene as they investigate and question the person they've detained, and also anybody who might be connected to that person. As Leticia mentioned, there may be someone who they were talking with who may be related to this possible suspect in an apartment complex nearby. We're sort of circling around that area. So this doesn't appear to be part of the major traffic thoroughfare and the issues that we're seeing out on West El Camino. But certainly for people who do live in this area, it's blocked off right now, and obviously it affected a school bus from getting along its normal route. We'll continue to stay out here and bring you pictures from Live Copter 3 as we watch this situation evolve.